What up, yo? It's your boy Aces Galvin coming at you guys after a long-awaited return. What's really good? I'm back. A little tired right now. Don't really feel too good, but I figured, what the hell's that in my hair, son? Come on, like. All right. Anyway, like I was saying, long-awaited return. It's been a minute, y'all, but I'm back now, trying to get these things consecutive and get them popping. You know what I'm saying? Get them moving again. Because a lot of people have been asking me, so I'm about to pick up, and we're gonna pick up where we left off. And we're gonna get it going from there, right? Because we've definitely got to get through this arc, so I can explain to you guys where most of this stuff, you know, where the real juicy stuff comes from. A lot of y'all been asking, like, yo, what happens with Steve? What happened with the girl? What happened with everything? We're gonna get to that. We're gonna keep going. So, like I said, part of my look, I look tired right now, but forgive me. I'm out here for y'all, trying to get it popping. I found like a spotlight. How do you find a spotlight outside? I don't know. Anyway, let's get it popping, all right? Okay, so where we leave off. All right, the fight. So what's going on right now, if you guys watched the last episode, is I'm in the middle of about to be a fight between me and my stepfather's son. Now, you guys remember the last video, it was because he was about to violate and take my stereo out the car. Long story short, his son comes out of nowhere, tries to sneak me. You know, you already know, so we're gonna pick up right from there. And I'm just ducking mosquitoes right now because they out here. They going hard. So let me just keep it moving. So we square up after I drop the camera and everything. We finally square up, and being that he's big, I have a theory with big people. I always fake for the face, go straight for the knee. So I'll run up on you. I don't care what happens. I'm a good grappler. I can grapple very, very well. So getting grabbed by a bigger guy really isn't a problem for me, and I have a lot of lower body strength, so lifting up a big person is not hard either. So I'm not scared to get grabbed. So what I did was, in that fight, was I just ran at him, pretending like I was going to throw a punch. But when I faked the punch, I just kicked him in his knee. His knee slid back. He kind of like lowered down a little bit. I punched him, bam, tackled him, boom, he fell on the floor. We're on the floor, we're rolling around, he gets up. I let him get up, actually. I was like, no, fuck that, get up. There's a rake next to me. I grab the rake. I'm threatening to hit him with it. I'm like, nah, I throw the rake down. I'm like, let's go. He's like, CT, still screaming out this CT stuff. Long story short, we get into a tussle again. I can't throw hands at him because every time I try to throw my hands at him, he just comes in on me. Like, yeah, I could have moved out the way, but I wasn't really thinking about that. I was just kind of thinking I want to hurt this dude, but I wanted to punch him in his face. But I couldn't really get that off, so he kept rushing me. And he rushed me about 3 times. Each time he rushed me, it'd be like, we get close, tussle, nobody's getting any hits off because people's arms is wrapped up, and then we break off again. The 3rd time he did it, I started noticing that he kept putting his left arm over my right arm, like he was trying to like hold my shoulders in. So when he did that, I turned sideways and jabbed him, like just kept jabbing him in his face. So practically I had him just hitting him, bang, 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 hitting him. He backs up a little bit. I see Steve coming from the left. I look at Steve, he goes for my face, I dodge like this, got hit in the neck, I turned this way, like I kind of turned with the hit, and I threw my elbow out, like kind of just like one motion. My elbow caught him in his lip, right under, grazed his lip, it hit him in his lip in a way where my elbow caught him between the teeth and the lip, and cut the lip open. And when his lip got cut open, he went like this to look at it, and I kicked him in his nuts. When I kicked him in his nuts, he bent over. I was going to hit him again. Steve grabs my right arm. No, he grabbed my left shoulder mad hard. Like he dug his nails right in my shoulder from behind. Like mad hard. Like bang. And I was like, ah. And I went like this. Flung my left elbow back. I hit Steve right in his face. Bing. And I look at him like, oh, I didn't really mean to do that, even though I should have been thinking about punching him in his shit too. But at that point, I was just like, I didn't mean to actually hit him. When that happened, the fight kind of stopped. His son's sitting there going like this, sucking in the blood of his lip, so I don't see that it's actually beating, but I seen it when I first did it, and I had blood on my elbow. Long story short, it wasn't really like one of those real fights where anybody really definitively lost. He got his hits in the beginning. I got my hits in towards the end. I think I had a scrape or 2 from rolling around, but that was about it. So we both drew blood, but it wasn't anything too serious, but that's what happened. After that happened, my mom came and was on some thug shit, so she was on some wilding out stuff. She came with my grandma, and she was just bugging. essentially, long story short, because of that situation, it was already solidified that my mother wasn't living in our house anymore. She moved out to my grandma's house, but I still stayed there. But that whole situation led to Steve putting sugar in my mother's gas tank of her car and blowing the engine. Now, to this day, he'll deny it, say he didn't do it, but he did. My mom turned on her car. She smelled something sweet. She drove a little bit, blew the engine. Boom. $10,000 worth of damage because the car was relatively brand new at that point. It was only like 2 or 3 years old. What ended up happening, my mom had to get another engine. The guy was flirting with my mom at the shop, so he ended up giving her a better engine than she should have had and did a couple things to the car to make it faster. That is why the car was faster. That is the story I forgot to tell you guys before that fight happened. Now, that is why the car was quicker than it should have been. And still is. I mean, the car only has like 110,000 miles on it, and I think 50,000 of those miles are on a different engine. So it has like 70,000 something miles, well, 60,000 miles roughly on that engine to this day. So that's pretty damn good, and that's mad long ago. Long story short, to kind of conclude, Virginia was crazy, the races were crazy, everything was mad fun. But we're getting to that point where in Virginia right now, in the story that where we're at, it's November. We're looking to get to January because that's when we go back to New York for Mia's 18th birthday when she turns 18, and I'm looking forward to her keeping her promise about, yo, I'm going to ride with you, we're going to do this together. So let's get into one of the final events that took place in Virginia before everything went, before I left. Which was pretty much the kind of like the farewell of that place. I told Ike and everybody, like, yo, I'm going, I'm leaving, blah, 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 blah. It was fun, but I got to go. Blah, blah, blah. You know, they understood. They know who she was. I would talk to her sometimes here and there. You know, another thing I was a little concerned about was leaving Steve with my mom because I didn't really want to do that. But I had to make a choice. I was like, all right, well, if I stay here, I'm hindering myself, and I'm not going to do that. But if I go, then I'm putting myself in a situation where I might have to come back and handle this dude at some point or another. So, you know, that was a choice I had to make. Long story short, just to kind of get ahead of it, I did that. I decided to make my move. A couple things happened in those months. I quit my job that I was working at. I played a lot of video games. I played a lot of Madden. I won a tournament too. And I got a Brett Favre collector's card that I still have. Has a piece of his jersey when he was on Green Bay. I have that, and I won that in a Madden tournament. But yeah, I played a lot of sports games, had a lot of fun, left. Now let's get into that real stuff. When I was prepping to leave, so let's just skip to January, right? I was telling Mia, yo, I'm coming, be ready. I couldn't get my money up. I was trying to, but I just didn't have money like that. Oh, damn, fucking mosquitoes, man. I didn't have money like that, so I was just telling her, like, yo, get everything ready because when I come through, I'm coming through. She's like, yeah, I'm gonna be ready for you. It was freezing that winter. I'm sitting there like, damn, yo, there's so many freaking mosquitoes out here. I'm getting killed, y'all. But yo, long story short, I told her to be ready because when I come, I'm coming. What we ended up doing was agreeing that, yo, when you come, I'm going to see you first night, first day, whatever we had. Me and Janelle already talked about what we're going to do. Pretty much I was setting up everything in January, letting everybody know I'm coming, yo, get everything prepped. I had a place to stay and everything. Everything was straight. I was going to stay with my dad. Now, here's the thing. My sister had left already, as I told you guys before. So she's in New York already with my father living in Peekskill, where I'm from. So my plan was, I'm going to move back in with them. I'm going to move in with my dad and my sister. Now, it's a one-bedroom apartment. My dad sleeps in the living room. My sister sleeps in the bedroom. I would be sleeping on the floor in the bedroom, but that's just a place for me to start off. I wasn't worried about my sleeping situation. All I wanted to do was have a place to be in New York so I can get things popping. Because you already know how I felt about, you know, this is it. This is everything I've waited for. I've been with this girl for mad long. Everything is all about making sure that I get this popping when I go back, because this is what I waited for. I waited for her to be 18. This is what I was waiting all this time for. I was going through all these situations was for this. So I was hyped. And I was going to take that sacrifice, moving in with my dad, knowing goddamn well that could be a screw over. But I was just like, you know what? I'm going to try it anyway. So I get that all prepped up. So now I have my living place prepped up. I have me and her, or we got our situation ready. Toogie and everybody else knows everything's set. The night of, it wasn't snowing yet, but it was snowing somewhere. I told my mom I love her. She didn't want me to leave. She was mad, worried. I was like, yo, I got to do this. Like, I got to do this, and I don't intend on coming back. no time soon. I gotta get this popping. Gave her a big hug. Waited until about 11:30. Hopped in the car. I had not that much money. I really didn't. I think I had just enough for the trip. And I headed out. So next episode, we're going to pick up. I just want to finish that fight and let you guys know and conclude Virginia, because from now on, we will be talking about everything that happens when I go back. This is where we're going to get into the chapter where me and Mia come to our conclusion, where a lot defines me. This trip is what changed me as a person and brought a lot of things to attention and really made me a different person. So we're going to get into that next time y'all see me, which should be tomorrow. I'm going to probably try to do these daily. I got a good spot now, so that's good. So it's your boy Aces. I apologize to the fans that I wasn't around, but we will get to that when I get to that part of my story. You guys will know what happened. But my boy, y'all know when y'all need to know. All right. Also, more music's coming on the way and all that good stuff. So it's your boy Aces Galvin, and I'm out. 1